topic of this video is superhero movie talk. You see, back then when I was growing up in the late 80s, early 90s, we would be lucky if we had one superhero movie every couple of years, and we would just be lucky if we had one. But nowadays we have become, actually, in my opinion, spoiled in that we demand a superhero movie every year, and it has to be great. The thing I've come up with is, it's a personal opinion, instead of going 5 stars, 10 stars, I go A+. If any comic book movie is not A+, it's automatically going to be savaged by fans. Automatically. You look at Batman vs. Superman. It was an okay movie, but had Batman vs. Superman been around in, say, 1990, people would have said it's the best movie ever. But you put it out today, and people didn't like it. You have to take in the accounts of what is the general public, the whole general response have been. For me, Civil War was one of the top 3 superhero movies of all time in modern cinematic history. The Russo brothers are terrific. They have done something that Joss Whedon and Christopher Nolan have not been able to do, and that is 2 fantastic movies in a row. Dark Knight was great by Nolan. Dark Knight Rises was not good. Joss Whedon, Avengers 1, amazing. Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, was average. But Civil War, that's right, the Russo brothers, they did a tremendous job, and you have to appreciate the fact that Spider-Man finally, for the first time since Spider-Man 2 with Sam Raimi, which was over 12 years ago, Spider-Man has finally been restored to greatness. Now, I'm definitely going to get to the superhero talk. Hey, I made a list. First, let's talk about DC, and I'll give my views on DC. So, let's check it out. DC Comics wants to get in on the superhero game. Except the problem is, you cannot make up the backstory. You see, Marvel, they built up since 2008. Check this out. Zack Snyder is, in my opinion, the reason why DC is failing, because they trust his vision in how to build their whole universe. But is Zack Snyder the actual man that should be relied on? Watchmen was received mixed. Then his 300 was good. That Sucker Punch movie he did was garbage. He did that zombie movie, Dawn of the Dead, was pretty good. So his quality is so-so. Man of Steel, I couldn't jive with that. And so his freaking Batman Superman was mixed as well. And I guess he doesn't get Superman. And then Zack Snyder has not only Batman kick his ass, he has Doomsday. Well, you gotta watch the movie. I'm not gonna spoil it. But that was a surprise turn. But now, the Warner Brothers, DC, have been reactionary. And what they're doing is they did reshoots to change the tone of Squad movie, because they don't want the movie to fail. They want to put in comedy in it. And I don't like that, changing the tone after the fact. You either trust the material and stick with what you got and go for it, or you're reacting to the general public taste and being reactionary. And sometimes you just gotta trust your creators, your director, your vision, and say go for it. Because if you didn't trust them in the first place, why did you approve the movie? So that movie is coming up, and I think it was a personal reaction to Guardians of the Galaxy. No one thought that movie would hit. That thing hit huge, and then all of a sudden DC comes out with some quirky movie, right? And then they have Wonder Woman, which Gal Gadot, very hot. I was impressed with her in Batman Superman. She looks good. She has, in my opinion, the role. I didn't trust her too much until I finally saw her on the big screen. Gal Gadot. But can she deliver a good movie? And the truth is, until we see the first DC movie, solo, of Wonder Woman, we're not going to know. but they lack DC is a friendly tone in their films. The friendliness of their connected universe films, Marvel has already been there and now if DC does the same type of tone, they're going to say you're copying Marvel, you're ripping them off, but you can't copyright tone. But Marvel has that balance. You see, when Deadpool hit huge, Kevin Feige said we're not going dark, and the truth is that's the right move for two reasons. Number one, your movies make billions of dollars, Marvel. You don't change what's not broken. Your movies are fine, so you better keep going and doing what you do best. So don't change the tone, Marvel. And you gotta have the guts to stick with what you know. But Deadpool, everyone's gonna try to jump on the R-rated movies. Oh, Deadpool was a success. No, the reason it was a success was because it had a unique flavor that fit the character perfectly. And if you get these other movies trying to copy it down the line next year or 2 years from now, they're going to say, oh, the executives, we copied Deadpool, but it didn't work. Why? Because it doesn't follow the tone. You have to be true to the character. And I guess we'll talk about the Fox films. Big talk, people. Because here's something that, if you don't know, you should. Fox owns the movie rights to the X-Men universe and the Fantastic Four universe. Even though they're Marvel characters, Marvel Studios and Marvel have no say in it. And supposedly, this is rumor, and the rumor is the top guy at Marvel, this Ike guy, he really hates promoting the X-Men and the Fantastic Four because he sees them as the enemy. Even though it's his comics and characters, he sees them as the enemy because they're published by Fox and they have a mandate that you cannot create a new character in the X-Men world in Marvel Comics or a Fantastic Four character, because if you do, automatically Fox gets the movie rights to it and Marvel does not. So they cannot be a new X-Men or a new Fantastic Four character. And that includes the Silver Surfer, Galactus. Before I get to the Marvel Studios talk, I'll just talk about the Fox heroes, let's call it. X-Men Apocalypse, I'm hearing mixed reaction. It's pretty good, but it's the weakest of the three in terms of First Class, Days of Future Past. This will be the weakest in quality of the three, supposedly. I don't know where the X-Men franchise goes after this, because do you recast Hugh Jackman after Wolverine 3? Professor X, which one do you use? What timeline are we in? They're making an X-Force movie, which will have Deadpool, Cable, probably Domino, and maybe Cannonball. So we have that. Deadpool 2 will be huge. All the credit to Ryan Reynolds in the world. He is the one who deserves the credit for Deadpool being a hit. His marketing, and he never gave up on it. The Fox executives didn't believe in it. They cut the budget. It was $58 million. It made worldwide over $700 million. This is probably the biggest superhero moneymaker of the year. Because Civil War cost like hundreds of millions of dollars to make. Deadpool cost like pennies by comparison. Gambit got delayed. Channing Tatum, the director is doing something else. It got pushed back. I have no faith in Gambit at all that it's going to work. It's going to be a Fantastic Four disaster. A couple of reasons. I don't sense any passion at all from Channing Tatum. It's just a job. I don't sense any passion from the director. I don't sense any passion from any of the makers of Gambit. Period. So, if they don't like it, how's this going to succeed? The comic character has not been hot in over 15 years. He has no prior movie experience other than X-Men Origins, which everyone hated. And that Taylor Kitsch, his career has been in the garbage since, right? But then again, that Taylor Kitsch, right? He did John Carter and Mars, Battleship, Gambit. I mean, all three stunk. So that explains his career being in the garbage. Gambit, I have no faith in that movie. They're going to make a New Mutants, but Professor X is going to be in it. I have no idea how that's going to do. Wolverine 3 is being made. Professor X will be in it. Hugh Jackman, his final film, supposedly. Really nice guy. but he's been in the role so long, it's time to give it up. And I have no faith in Wolverine 3 doing good. Number 1 was garbage. Number 2 was just okay. And they got the director for number 2 who did just okay to make number 3. So I'm not expecting A+ quality in Wolverine. And finally, for this topic, Marvel Studios. The trendsetters, the ones who are the top of the game in the superhero movie universe world. DC could have started a connected universe first. Any other company could have. No one did until Marvel Studios did. And when they hit with Iron Man 1, fantastic movie, then all these other companies were sitting back watching as Marvel had success after success, connected universe, hiring the same actors, building a connected world. And now you all take it for granted that what they did was unprecedented, because nobody had done that in connected movie worlds to this degree ever in cinematic history. For any property, really, for anything. To have all these actors, and most of them stayed the same, and carry over with these long contracts. And what was it, like 13 movies of Marvel Studios have made over like $10 billion worldwide. And that's just the movies, probably, in terms of the box office, not the secondary, not the cable sales, not the DVD or Blu-ray sales, all the secondary markets. So $10 billion, 13 movies. Most of the Marvel movies, 1/3 of them, in my opinion, have been excellent. A good second third have been medium quality. Okay, it's good, it's not great, it's good enough. And about 1/3, about 4 movies or so have been garbage. Iron Man 2 was garbage. Iron Man 3 was garbage. The Hulk 1 was very below average, the Ed Norton one. And so that's it. Superhero movie talk. Thanks for watching, and talk to you later.